Right, so today I'm taking a look at some new gameplay they've shown for the brand new 007 game coming out called First Light. It's out next year. It's made by IO Interactive, who are the studio that made the recent Hitman games, World of Assassination, which has been praised for being like legitimately a good open like sandbox assassination game. So I've got high hopes for this. I'm excited to see how good. Because I saw the release trailer for this when it first showed at like Summer Game Fest, and it was genuinely impressive. B2J46BN. That's a European license plate, I think. Somewhere in Europe. How much money do you think? How much of our taxpayer money do you think goes towards buying Aston Martins or secret agents at MI6?
James, do quit your pouting.
I'm a glorified hood ornament. What could I possibly have to pout about?
Sorry if the assignment doesn't live up to your grand expectations. Someone must watch the perimeter.
I keep meaning to get the new Hitman game because it looks really good.
Exhilarating. Greenway's testing you, mate.
But like the way they got it at the moment, like
The cap looks good on you though.
they sell each part of it individually. The cost for the whole game on its own, or the whole complete game, is like really high. Pierce Brosnan, isn't he like ancient now? He was the first Bond I ever watched.
Just a frog in my throat.
He was great as Dr. Fate in that thingy movie. Was it Suicide Squad?
Halt.
He could be, being the new M or even the new Q could also be something that would be interesting.
Man, won't be a moment. All clear. Please proceed.
You think if I sold a kidney, I could afford to stay for a night?
I think I have. Stayed here, I mean.
Yeah, because Bond is a name and a title that gets passed on, isn't it?
Well, the hen was in Cannes, so we flew in by private jet. It's dark and we've been drinking, so...
Oh, well, can.
At least Sheila will be happy.
Private jet.
What?
Nothing. Darling, nothing at all. What do you make of 009?
He was the best in his day. That was
I believe this is meant to be a prequel as well.
Is he's tired.
So this is like James Bond on his like first ever time, like as a rookie MI6 agent.
I never said I did.
Because the picture they've shown for him, the way he looks in the game, he's a lot younger than what you're like a young Daniel Craig almost.
That begs the question. Did 009 pick Greenway out of good faith or bad blood?
Well, we're about to find out. Pull up. This is our stop. We're live, gentlemen. Switch to comms. Monroe, with me. James, stay.
Save the world some other time, yeah?
Afternoon. Invitation, please.
Blake and Loretta York. Plus the help.
Welcome to the Grand Carpathian. Parking is right up ahead. Mr. and Mrs. York, enjoy your stay.
Much obliged. Oh, they will.
Usually with the gameplay demo, they jump straight into the action. This is quite a slow build up to it.
Team status?
Nash, delivered area.
What do you think of the voice acting?
Sing. Staff quarters.
Ronson, conference wing. Kingsley, first.
Bond definitely sounds a lot younger.
Bond. Bond.
What is this? This is a new James Bond game coming out next year called First Light by IO Interactive. They're the developers of the Hitman games.
009.
And this is the first gameplay reveal of it. I think the game was announced back in Summer Game Fest with a cinematic trailer, which didn't really show much. This is like the first in-game footage we've seen of it so far.
exactly the 5-star treatment.
Yeah, he's meant to be like a younger version of Bond. So this is Bond on his first mission.
Oh, I'm stretching my legs. Bond, reporting suspicious behavior.
009?
No, one of the hotel staff. Strangest looking bellhop I ever saw. He was mishandling luggage.
Are you joking? What are we, the local tourist board?
I guess he had to be there. It was odd. I'm gonna check it out.
You will not. 009 is our only priority. Stay at your post.
It's definitely looking. It's giving me the Hitman vibe. Certain. Should have a Scottish accent. To be fair, Bond was never supposed to have a Scottish accent. He's meant to be British, isn't he?
Poor taste, if you ask me.
It's just certain actors who played him happen to have very strong Scottish accents, and that's what everyone associates with Bond because of that.
Afternoon, sir. Staff and press only.
Oh, damn. Forgot my press badge.
You're not the first.
Can I duck through? I need to catch up with that bellhop.
Show me your ID and all's good.
Better go and get my ID then.
If you want to...
He does have. I'm pretty sure he's meant to have Scottish like heritage for certain, because they definitely bring it up in Skyfall. Like his parents were Scottish and they had a Scottish estate. Oh, he's got detective vision. He's like Batman. I like how Arkham Asylum was like so fucking groundbreaking. Every game that came out after Arkham Asylum has its own version of like detective vision. Like Witcher senses. Because it just proved to be such a good feature. Imagine if they patented that feature. If Warner Brothers knew how good that feature was, they absolutely would have done the same thing they did with the NEM system and put a patent on it.
Do you think I could get Gretchen Wonk's autograph on my daughter after the game? She dreams of going pro.
What's that?
It's very Hitman coded in the way you can interact with small things in the environment to cause distractions and stuff. It does look just like Hitman. Although imagine you probably can't steal everyone's clothes in this one. Also, he'd be destroying those flower bushes by hiding in them like that. He's trampling all over them.
What the... God, sorry. Oh,
Was that some kind of dot he just used?
What? Let's see. What is...
Bro was just staring at the fire without putting it out. He's like, oh, what is this? Dude, it's a fire. It's a hazard, get rid of it.
The one in the dining hall? Yeah, I checked it long ago. Wasn't so hard.
I mean, correct.
Did you open it? You know where it is. Maybe the other owner could be. Besides, I couldn't find a locking.
Gate crashing a black tie event. Haven't done that since final year.
I'm not really a wine person.
I'm genuinely liking how this is looking so far. I agree with you on that.
Penetration tester. I need to have a stern word with your manager.
Good to have you on the team.
Okay, let me stop you right there. I have bets tonight.
Later.
This guy better be worth it.
I'm genuinely liking what I'm seeing so far.
I keep having this dream where I'm serving at a local pricer.
Don't mind me, ladies.
Good afternoon, sir. Which room is he in?
Like, I know a lot of people are gonna look at this and say, "Oh, it's just like Hitman." But that's a good thing because Hitman was a good game. That's exactly what I'd want from a James Bond game. I think you'd want to blend between Hitman and Uncharted, wouldn't you? For the perfect James Bond game.
Now, let's see what all the fuss is about. There's Greenway. Hopefully I'm the last thing on his mind. What are you here for?
I've got to get back down there. Chose a Scotch opener. I literally have no idea what you just said.
Kingsley alert. Best not get spotted just yet. Need to build a case first.
Introducing bold tactical possibilities. I see.
Bond, status.
All was quiet in the parking lot. No sign of 009. Over. How do you do?
Where have I seen him before?
I think he models for Alexander Dupin.
Oh, right.
Now, where do you go?
This is Is it your own concoction?
I can't take credit, I'm afraid. The hotel owner has a huge collection of mixology books from the 20s.
Book collector, huh?
Now, yes, his pride and joy. He's got all sorts of antique books on display about the castle and local history.
Wonder if you could help me.
I'll certainly try, sir.
Did you notice the blonde bellhop who just passed through here?
There's a face you'd pick out in the lineup. Probably one of the Temps. He was asking for the directions to the backstage area.
A chess fiend. I knew it.
I'd stay clear of him.
Just need a quiet word.
Interesting way to refer to him as a pimp. Does that mean what I think it means? He does kind of give me Tom Holland vibes as well when he looks when they made him look younger.
Hold on.
Young James Bond, I can see Tom Holland playing him. He did. He's got glass up his ass right now.
Just who the hell are you?
He must have so many cuts on his bum.
Look out.
So this sequence here, it really reminds me of the driving chase sequences in Uncharted 4, like with the truck and the motorbike sections in Uncharted 4. That's what it reminds me of. I'm not sure if you played the Uncharted games, but this is definitely what it's giving me vibes of.
Ambulances, watch it.
Although I think Uncharted was a little bit more cinematic and dynamic with the things that could happen during those scenes. Show you what I mean. Hang on, let me get a link to it. Let me see if I can find the Uncharted 4 ones. Yeah, so something like this.
Oh, Christ.
So there'd be sections where you like drive through crowded cities like this, and things would happen in between. A dynamic chase sequence like this, and it goes really fucking well. This is what it's reminding me of, because branching street paths you can take.
You gotta shake that truck.
Although in the James Bond one, you're not really getting shot at. But it's a really interesting sequence because, like, obviously it's completely open-ended. You can choose which street to go down and, like, which route you want to take. And it generally feels like a busy town that you're like demolishing as you drive through it.
You're the one who said just head down. Coming through. Oh, this was really a great idea, Nate. Do you want to drive? Oh, you're doing just fine. See?
Generally one of the coolest sections in the game as well.
These guys don't give up.
If I skip forward a bit,
How do we get?
you eventually end up chasing a convoy of like trucks. I think it's here, is it? They're on the road above, and you gotta find a way to get on there.
Nate. Here, take the wheel. What? Get out of your goddamn mind. Yep.
This is the kind of thing I'd love to see in that James Bond game to do it, because then you gotta dodge all that crap.
Oh, crap.
And it's such a fucking fantastic sequence because it keeps escalating and escalating. Like, Uncharted is like the king when it comes to action set pieces. Because right when you think this is the coolest shit I've ever seen, it gets even cooler.
Shit me.
Because then once he's actually on the truck, he starts throwing hands with people on there. If I skip forward a bit more... Yeah, you're basically jumping from like vehicle to vehicle.
Hi there. My turn.
This is kind of what I'm hoping for in that James Bond game. Because you can, but then again, Uncharted is like the king. It sets the gold standard. I don't think any game's ever going to come close to what this is because the amount of time and effort it must have taken to program this shit. If I keep going forward, it keeps getting cooler and cooler.
Okay, hop on. Sam, get in the goddamn car. I'm faster. Stop arguing. Watch out. Oh, shit.
And then you gotta get out of the car before it explodes. And then the Russell chases on the back of a motorbike as his truck is chasing you down. Which is incredibly badass. And that's the kind of thing I hope we get in James Bond. See, it's giving me the same kind of vibe, isn't it? Although with less people shooting at you, admittedly.
She... You're right.
I think if it was a movie, it would be too much. But because it's a game that you're playing, I think it's just right. Because you are obviously the one pressing the button and doing all those things, it feels just right. But I think if it was a movie, I can see it being exhausting to watch because there's a lot of action going on at once. But then that's kind of what the Uncharted series is. If I show you one more scene, like the opening scene of Uncharted 2 is like the most iconic opening in any game. As in, it shows you what the game's like. In the sense that, like, the scope keeps getting bigger and bigger in terms of how cool this can be. It starts off with him waking up in a train, and it's one of the coolest openings.
What's going on?
You see, he's been shot, which is not a good start.
My blood. That's my blood. It's a lot of my blood.
It's such a clever way to use the camera angle and everything. And you realize he's on a train that's dangling off the edge of a mountain. What a way to hook someone straight away. And then you gotta like climb your way up that train. Yeah, I think stories that start in the middle of the action like that, like instantly grab someone straight away.
Now we're talking.
It's one of the coolest ways to start, like a movie or a TV series or a game.
Agent Charlotte Ross. I'm with the DGSE. That's
French intelligence. James Bond, MI6.
Yes, I figured as much.
What's your interest in 009?
Beckett didn't spend his fugitive years on a golf course. That's what you think. DGSE has been hunting him for a long time. This is the closest we've ever gotten, and I'm not letting him slip through my fingers now.
It sounds like we have a conflict of interest.
How about we burn that bridge when we get to it?
Fine by me.
There. Pull over.
No sign of 009.
Plenty of his friends, though. I'm not loving the odds.
I've had worse.
Well, in that case. Get down there, draw their fire. I'll flank them. We need to keep that plane on the ground.
Well, what are we waiting for?
There's that English sang-froid. Bonne chance, James.
Considering they told him to wait in the car park with the car as well, I wonder how his like other like agents are gonna react to him not staying where he's supposed to stay. Oh, I think people would love a woke James Bond. I haven't played by Idris Elba as well. Perfect casting.
You were warned.
Man, you didn't even have a silencer. Amateur move. The cover-based shooting, like third-person shooter aspect of this does look quite good as well. Again, it's giving me strong Uncharted vibes, which is not a bad thing.
Can't stay here. Plane's leaving.
Well, I'm pretty sure James Bond didn't mow down the 20 people in any of the movies. I do love the way you can grapple people like that. That's actually quite cool. Oh, you can actually yeet your whole gun at them once it's out of ammo. Why don't they just run him down? Why do they circus stop like that? They could have just carried on driving and then run him down like that. Like, no, we need to get out of the car and shoot at him. an airplane sequence in Uncharted 3. I think it might have heavily inspired this section of the game, actually. I'm surprised the fuel hose has enough, like, strength to hold on to him with him latched on. It doesn't just detach. Also, I'm pretty sure at that speed, the air should be blowing them off the plane. They shouldn't be able to stand up on it like that at all. This totally goes against physics. Considering the speed a plane needs to be going to take off. It's like when you see fight scenes happening on top of trains.
009, you're next.
Package secure. Snug in the front. Did you kill the transponder?
No such thing with small radar stations 23 minutes out. No one's tracking us.
I need time to disappear. I'm back for a plan B.
Plane's flying dark. It's all up to me. Think. Need a way to force it down. If I could access the flight control system. Let's make some turbulence.
I'm surprised he has any gadgets at all, because when the mission started, it seemed like he was just the guy that's like the getaway driver that's going to be standing by and like weighing up the car. So I'm surprised he has any gadgets to begin with. Unless it's like standard issue for every single agent to have this sort of stuff. But also, this is kind of cool being able to like shift the plane's like angle as you're running through it. Move stuff around like that. That's actually really fucking cool. This is exactly what happens in Uncharted 3 as well. I think this is very heavily inspired by that specific moment in Uncharted 3. When Nathan Drake falls out of a plane without a parachute. Oh, you got the James Bond theme kicking in as well. That does look really fucking cool. No doubt. Like, I would be interested in trying this out when it launches. It's coming out it says 2026. I believe it's gonna be early. 2026. But there's no like concrete date yet.
The most complex game we've done.
James Bond, Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, Nathan Drake. Each of these iconic globetrotters was inspired by the one created before them. Now, that pattern comes full circle, with IO Interactive's 007 First Light channeling the action movie spirit of Naughty Dog's Uncharted series.
I could definitely tell.
But that circle forms a coin, much like the one IOI's other iconic leading man keeps in his pocket, with two distinct sides. Agent 47's DNA runs deep in the developer's new James Bond origin story, to the point that if the charismatic British spy himself sported a barcode on the back of his head, you'd likely scan it and find out he'd been engineered on the same production line. From what I've seen of 007 First Light so far, and from talking to the team at IOI, it's set to be an exciting blend of Hitman's signature do-it-yourself gameplay and a brand of cinematic spectacle you'd hope for from one of film's most enduring series. First Light is all about earning that famous number, 007. But before the number, there's a name, James Bond. And behind that name lies another, Patrick Gibson. Casting for Britain's most famous spy is always a hot topic, but the 30-year-old Gibson instantly looks and sounds the part, stepping into the shoes of the youngest Bond ever put to screen.
I'll flank them. We need to keep that plane on the ground.
Well, what are we waiting for?
At 26, this version of Ian Fleming's iconic hero is already confident and charming, but with a dash of brashness.
Wonder if you could help me.
I'll certainly try, sir.
A wrinkle of immaturity that's not yet been ironed out. This isn't the experienced steely Bond that Daniel Craig most recently gave us, but one very much at the start of his career.
Ken Banks, penetration tester.
I do like the idea of having him being a rookie and not already like a pro spy like he is in all the movies.
This is the story of a young man that steps into a new world. Like he steps into this world of shadows and of his future, really, right? So it's meeting someone who has a brighter outlook on life, who's more positive, who's a more relatable young man. And as the audience, we know a lot more about what he'll have to face in his future. And so we've built up a plot, an adventure that he has to go through that, you know, will mature him and take him some of the way towards the guy that we know, the seasoned 007.
Thank you for your visit. We hope to see you again.
Somehow I doubt that.
First Light is a story made for the times we live in, a phrase repeated throughout my visit to the Copenhagen studio by IOI's CEO and First Light's game director, Hakan Abrak. Not only is it the first time an official Bond story has had James working in service of both king and country, but it's a tale that explores both the positive and negative effects of modern technology. You'll learn all about
So it's set in the current year. Rip Lizzie.
Now, let's focus on its threat to the world IO has built.
It's the zeitgeist right now, right? Like thinking about how is that going to impact
I wonder if King Charles is going to be in the game.
impact our security or whatnot, right? So there are some of these things I think that are very, very interesting, and some of these things we are exploring in the story. Well, AI is certainly a part of the story. You know, the information. What can you trust? And you know, when you're making a game about espionage and agencies working in the shadows, obviously these things, with the technological leaps we are living in or experiencing, there's a lot of material there to work on.
Just as we're living in a world still getting to grips with the impact of artificial intelligence, First Light's Bond is a young man still finding his feet as an agent, and indeed ticking off many firsts of his own. IOI teased that this may well be where we see him first sip his first shaken but not stirred martini, and perhaps even the first time he's had to take a life. But as synonymous with alcohol and violence as he is, he's also famed for the attention he garners from the women in his life.
A woman?
In terms of firsts in that department, well, IOI confirms that such a lifestyle is well and truly underway.
I think it would be weirdly cool to say, well, this guy is, you know, he's celibate and he's like, you know, he's a very charming mid to late 20s guy.
Are we going to see Bond lose his virginity?
Experience with the opposite sex for sure. That said, you know, so he has this easy charm. I'm not sure he's necessarily super aware of it though. Like it's not weaponized in the way that it is for an older Bond that will use this for manipulation or to further his goals. Like in that way, he's a lot more like a regular bloke.
And you are?
Oh yeah, maybe we need a virgin Bond.
Regular blokes don't tend to disguise themselves as chauffeurs in order to break into chess tournaments taking place at Slovakian chateaus as part of a mission to track down rogue colleagues though. This is the setup for a very early task that establishes Bond's mission to bring in the traitorous 009, and follows a tutorial at an MI6 training facility and a prologue mysteriously titled The Iceland Incident. This demonstration level, which you can see play out in the most recent State of Play broadcast, shows us the two distinct sides to First Light's gameplay cadence. In a story of firsts for the agent in training, some aspects, especially in this demo's opening...
Oh, it's streamed down? Hang on. It's still showing for me on my end. Is it an issue with Twitch, potentially?
be familiar to those experienced in IO's masterful world.
I'm hoping that's not the case.
It doesn't necessarily walk around with coins and throw them. Bond is a lot more impulsive. You know, there might be things around him. It's a much more front-footed experience. He might, you know, just grab something to use for distraction. Bond is more expressive, more charming, more, you know...
Let me know if stream does lag again.
He can whisper something to distract the enemies to a certain place that he wants to, them to go to.
I'm not sure what the issue was. It didn't show on my end that it disconnected or anything. It just...
As there are a number of different opportunities hidden around for you to uncover. I'm shown an example where Bond sneaks past some guards in order to steal a lighter. He uses it to set some nearby leaves on fire, creating a distraction which relocates a nearby guard, allowing James to clamber up to an open window unseen. Another way, I'm told, would be to simply pickpocket an invitation from a guest.
Let me know if it goes down again. It doesn't seem to be down at the moment for me. I'm confused because they didn't say it was wine either, but then it does look like it might have gone down for half a second.
And each route, there's several different ways to do that. You know, whether you want to use your gadgetry or fisticuffs, or you want to stealth, or use your instincts and your charm to get to where you want to go.
This might be a hot take,
Combination of,
but I want to see Bond without the gadgets.
you know, some of the elements from Hitman.
I think the game would be more interesting. I mean, I imagine they got some really cool gameplay stuff in mind with the gadgets. But I think it'd be more interesting if we had less tools to work with. You'd be more creative about it.
These two series share a love of quippy one-liners and an abundance of comical deaths.
Yeah, it seems stream went down for a moment. I'm hoping it's back up and okay now.
Oh my god! Is there anyone who can help? Please!
Albeit with James delivering them with a much more knowing wink, seemingly always playing to an audience.
I need to find Saunders. There's a chance the suspect is dressed as security. The bastard could be hiding right under your noses.
Rather than 47's bone-dry wit. And where IO's assassin always goes unseen, Bond can't help but draw attention. Everyone's glance lingers a couple of seconds longer than standard as he passes. But while the two agents have differing approaches, both provide fuel for comedy.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about that, Boogie. I'm not sure what the issue was, because it didn't show on my end that it disconnected.
About how they'd love to leave.
So I wasn't even aware it went down for a moment, but it looks like it did for like half a second.
Don't know, but he's getting an extra mint on his pillow.
And a smarmy man comments on his appearance, misidentifying him as a famous model.
How do you do? Where have I seen him before?
I think he models for Alexander Dupin.
James will occasionally fire back too, using his tongue to get himself out of precarious situations.
We did that with Agent 47, obviously, but he's, you know, he's the Grim Reaper. He doesn't say a lot. It's refreshing to write someone like Bond after having worked.
I'll be honest, it's a big improvement having someone that can actually, like, you know, talk.
Who are you looking for? Relax, off.
And isn't just stoic.
This newfound license to pun can also lead to some excruciating, yet I concede still funny moments. When posing as a journalist searching for his lost camera, James utters the line,
"Photography can be such a negative experience."
If he weren't so charming, you'd roll your eyes so hard you'd sever your optic nerve. This personable nature also directly feeds into gameplay, and how disguises play less of an essential part in 007 First Light compared to Hitman. Bond has no problem walking up to a stranger and declaring who he is so that he may disarm through charm, and so you can avoid confrontation by bluffing guards. This costs focus, a resource that depletes a yellow meter on.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a powerful and costly.
He's literally got a social battery.
Sparingly, but focus can be refilled by completing certain tasks, such as containing a violent situation by taking out everyone you've accidentally aggravated. Two other resources, battery and chemicals, can be found on the face of your Omega wristwatch, located at the bottom left of the UI. These power your gadgets, a collection of which James steadily accumulates across the campaign, as well as the compulsory Q watch itself. The timekeeping device is so much more than just that though, with a plethora of abilities held in its hands. These include being able to scan the environment for conversations to eavesdrop on, and the corresponding opportunities that unlock from listening to them, as well as being able to remotely hack electronics in order to cause distractions or explosions. It truly takes the watch from Watch Dogs in this regard. Then there are—
That's actually a good point. It is very similar to Watch Dogs.
3 into the field with you. These range from
like having little quick hacks,
such as smoke bombs that aid in a quick escape, to much more high-tech tools, like a handy laser that can help you get up to all sorts of mischief.
I love science. Unfortunately, Connor has taken the first already, but my stream crashed earlier.
Also shoot chandeliers down.
Even if it was just for a moment.
They can disarm people. It's a pretty cool gadget.
Abrak also tells me that we may very well be able to walk around Q Branch in between missions to inspect the MI6 Quartermaster's latest inventions for ourselves, a fantasy ingrained into every Bond fan's mind. There'll be no shortage of flexibility when it comes to the campaign's open areas then, with the Hitman pedigree shining through, just with the red tie swapped for a black tie aesthetic. But where front-footed combat has always felt like a fallback in the world of assassination, here it's presented as a necessity, especially in—
I do love the fact that you can yeet your guns at people when they're out of ammo.
At the end of the demo's chess infiltration mission, following something presumably much more—
See, there's a chronic case of Ligma being spread around chat.
The wheel of a vintage Aston Martin. It's a moment tailored specifically for that Bond fantasy, and even without getting to play it myself, I found myself exhilarated by the car chase that follows.
You guys need to start using protection.
Slightly outstay its welcome. It's a lot to chase.
Now we're talking.
It may not reach the breathtaking heights found in the non-stop chaos of Uncharted 4's famed Moroccan Jeep scene, but it does thrillingly move us to the
That's the exact same vibe I got from it as well.
Pursuing the runaway 009, James is taken to an airfield housing a fully armed militia. As he steps into the area, he's given the crucial license to kill, which allows him to unholster his firearm and let loose. IO doesn't want Bond to be able to act like a killing machine in every scenario, so deadly force will only be granted when the situation calls for it. The combat itself looks slick, but packing a punch, symbolic of 007 himself, a blunt force dressed in a sharp suit. He flicks shotguns up with his feet into his hands before unloading the cartridges, charges at enemies like a linebacker, sending them to the floor with a thud, and drills bullets into any nearby gas canisters to engulf as much of the base in flames as possible. It's an impressive sequence that further showcases a malleability in encounter design, both at deliberate and breakneck speeds. Bond is more nimble than the relatively stiff Agent 47 has ever been, able to chuck empty rifles at the heads of his enemies and quickly dash between cover in one smooth movement. In a later mission in which Bond is tasked with crashing a Kensington gala, even more creativity is on display, such as pool balls being—
You look like the environment gets damaged as well as you're beating people up with it.
Doors being kicked in and cannoning into unsuspecting guards behind them. This promise of being able to combine James'
combat looks cool as fuck.
gadgets and environments full of opportunity looks tremendously exciting.
Don't get over the physics of this scene happening. Like, it should not be possible. He should be blown away unless it's like shoes or like super strong magnets or something.
After fist-fighting your way across the wing and down into the hull, you're handed the controls of the plane, allowing you to sharply bank it left or right. This throws enemies inside the aircraft off balance, but also turns the cargo into weapons. 2-ton crates slam into soldiers, presumably breaking over half the bones in their body. It's these one-off mechanics that help build the cinematic whole.
I thought this was cool as fuck as well.
Truly feel like big moments. It's reminiscent of the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Its globe-trotting nature, of course, owing a debt to Bond, in a way that it grants you a distinct way to play for just one level, such as controlling an AC-130 gunship. It's moments like these that create missions that stick long in the memory. This stretch of car chase, gunfight and sky-high stunt work is breaking new ground for IO. A studio that has typically found joy in the quiet and methodical is having to shift gears considerably, flexing action-adventure muscles that are long-rested or in some instances not trained at all. Even the slick action of Kane and Lynch was shrouded in a morose cloud, with smiles coming at a premium. Here, the Danish developers have had to flick through the original pulpy fiction to find an altogether more swashbuckling tone.
The books were
probably one of the most iconic missions, I think, in any Call of Duty game, apart from the probably the opening of Modern Warfare 2.
And this was again a really fun.
Purely because that was one of the most controversial things that's ever released in terms of like gaming.
This from this, and this from this. It was like, who is this character, and how do we build him up to suit, you know, the story that we want to tell.
This structure of blending the curated with the creative.
I wonder how much time needs to pass before a Call of Duty game is allowed to show
irony, considering
9/11 as a playable level.
much of his archaeologist creation to Bond. The Raiders of the Lost Ark director,
Like, it's been over 20 years now. I think they should be allowed to do a Call of Duty game about it.
Indiana Smith to him. Without Indy, there'd be no Tomb Raider, and in turn, no Uncharted.
Let the player beat up Bin Laden at the end when Obama's letting, or directing the raid on him.
Canon, it wouldn't feel a stretch to imagine Nathan Drake being subbed in for the second half of James's Slovakian sojourn, as explosive red barrels and parachuteless freefalls punctuate.
I want there to be a level about 9/11 being an inside job.
Hitman's level design has always
One of the only times I've ever agreed with Asmongold is when he pitched that idea
many iconic maps,
of there being a Call of Duty game about 9/11 being an inside job.
making sure that stories, both overarching and small scale, are constantly being woven in and out of Bond's actions. That necessitated a more collaborative approach.
It did give you the option to skip it.
Designing the content and flow of its missions.
But Fox News were upset regardless.
A small group where we had, we had level designers, we had art directors, and we had, narrative, and
They'll take any reason they can to vilify video games.
segments which neatly fit into, obviously, levels. What's going on in this level, what are the themes we're dealing with, and...
Although I don't know how they're going to blame school shootings on Call of Duty now, because the recent Call of Duty games have been shit.
Level design as well.
So they can't really say, oh, violent video games are making kids into school shooters. No, they aren't. They're fucking playing Fortnite now.
From the glimpses of 2 missions we've seen, there seems to be a suitable mix of both spy play and action, all of which seems to drive forward a story, and it will be intriguing to see what...
If video games influence school shooters in any way now, it'll be Fortnite dances happening as they kill kids.
Campaign. That lure of Hitman-like social stealth and Uncharted-scented set pieces is certainly exciting. It all feels very distinctly Bond.
I'm genuinely very impressed with this.
If there was anything above all else that I learned from my day in Denmark, it is that there's a distinct reverence for the legacy of 007 at I.O., and the desire to make the first truly original game in the Spy's canon as authentic yet fresh as possible. A decade or so ago, there was a time when a cinematic game was thought of as something new and exciting. But now it feels like every single-player AAA venture is steeped in incredibly detailed cutscenes and narratives that elegantly weave in and out of gameplay. Creating something unseen in this genre is getting increasingly harder to achieve. Instead of treading that path, I.O. is looking to the source. Both novels and
the game looks fucking good too.
Its own brand of agent action onto it. The hallmarks are there. From small details like the scar Bond sports on his cheek as described in the books, to the louder, much more obvious nods, such as his range of Jaguar and Aston Martin cars. Its world and characters are dripping with sartorial style, dressed in fine tailoring and expensive Omega timepieces. This level of licensing could so easily feel superficial, but these items of luxury are so ingrained in the world of Ian Fleming's creation that it would feel even more hollow to be without them. Of course, no Bond story is complete without a villain, and very little has been revealed in regards to their identity at this point, or even how many of them we'll be dealing with. The only clue I've seen at this stage is a picture of a mysterious...
I'll be honest, guys, I don't know the answer to that question myself, and I live in the UK.
With most of James' foes leaning...
I am a British.
As opposed to the erotic, I'll assume this is merely a passing reference, rather than a full-blown Kubrick crossover. Then there's the 007 sound. First Light is described as a very music-forward game by audio director Dominic Vega, and it certainly sounds that way. The score dips in and out in classic Bond fashion, stabbing scenes with sudden strings, but also blending...
Don't let May hear you say that, she'll have a heart attack.
...beats that reflect both James's legacy and future. Composed by the
fucking Scotlandville.
In the soundtracks for Horizon Forbidden West, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Alien Isolation, it appears to be using those classic Barry and Arnold refrains to great effect. Oh, and then there's the matter of a theme song, which, although not directly confirmed by I.O., was very heavily hinted at to exist by Abrak and the team. It simply wouldn't be a Bond adventure without one, would it? As for who performed it, place your bets now. If you can't tell by now, I'm extremely excited by the prospect of 007 First Light. It's shaping up to be exactly what I thought and wanted it to be when I.O. first announced its partnership with the license. The Hitman DNA that I and so many others love so much is there, all the way down to the mission briefings presented in a very World of Assassination way, just with Moneypenny taking over Mike duties from Diana, but with that distinct Bond iconography that's kept the series so beloved for over 7 decades. While I'm pleased to see elements of Naughty Dog's industry-shaping series seeping in here, I'm even more glad to see that First Light isn't just Uncharted but Bond. IO Interactive has given us some of the most compelling, systematically engaging gameplay of the last decade, and to see that there's plenty of Hitman agency here is more than enticing. I'm left very hopeful, and while we remain in the dark as to what shape Denis Villeneuve's upcoming Bond film will take, First Light is looking like a very bright prospect for the future of Britain's most famous spying export. Got any burning questions about 007 First Light?
I'm genuinely impressed with how good this game looks. I want to see more of it though before I decide, and I think depending on the release date, we probably won't be seeing more of it for a while until they actually have a release date to announce.
That's the car.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I genuinely really would like to play this.
Careful what you wish for.
Alex, you technically got that right.